into the ring, the bell's about to chime. Turnbuckle talk, we're here to shine. Flagship on the airways, leading the pack. Breaking news reviews, we've got your back. From the squared circle to the backstage news, we bring stories that you can't refuse. Turnbuckle talk, the voice of the fight. Every slam, every suplex, every highlight. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. For the latest in wrestling, we bring the heat. From AEW to WWE, we cover it all from A to Z. Interviews, insights, and match reviews. If it's wrestling news, we've got the clues. From the squared circle to the backstage news, we bring stories that you can't refuse. Turnbuckle talk, the voice of the fight. Every slam, every suplex, every highlight. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. For the latest in wrestling, we bring the heat.
And we bring the heat every Tuesday here on Turnbuckle Talk. I am Carl Carafel. This week I am joined alongside Chris Best. And no OM Dynamic this week. He has other obligations, and we totally understand. We got some stories to get into this week. We got some other things that I'm going to cover come the end of the show. We're going to get all of this out of the way first, though. We're going to get all of these news stories out of the way first, because these are what are important for the show. And the ending of this broadcast today is going to be important for us. I'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And not just for Chris and myself, but for everyone, for us. Our first story is about shakeups. Now, we know that there's a couple different ways that shakeups can happen, and we're going to talk about two different ways in this episode today. And I know I talked to you, Chris, about, maybe doing things in a certain order. We're going to keep it in that certain order, okay? Just, I don't want you to think I'm bouncing anywhere else with this. But the first thing we're going to be doing is talking about a shakeup that's happening, supposedly at this point, to the commentator team for both Raw and SmackDown. What information have you got about this right now?
Yeah, according to PW Insider Elite, the company will be shuffling its main roster, announcing responsibilities when live broadcasts come back in about a week or two. The changes are going to affect both Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. We're going to be seeing Wade Barrett and Joe Tessitore go over to SmackDown, while Michael Cole and Corey Graves are heading over to Raw. And this feels like, I feel like we just had a commentator shakeup, did we not?
It definitely does feel like we did. Apparently not, though. I think I was reading that it's been several years now that SmackDown has had Michael Cole over there, but it doesn't feel as though it has been.
Right, because when Joe Tessitore took time off, Michael Cole was going back and forth between a few shows, both shows, and this was just after around SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'm not sure. All I know is that it does feel as though it has been a while, but not as long as it's being made out to be, I guess we could say.
Right.
Verbiage that I have seen is that they've been the long time voices of SmackDown and the PLEs. And we're talking Michael Cole and Corey Graves. But yeah, it feels as though they already did this like not that long ago. It's weird.
And to be fair, I've got to ask, with this shakeup happening, Pat McAfee's due to come back. He usually comes back around the Royal Rumble. Where is he going to fit in with this?
And maybe he doesn't.
That's a possibility. I mean, you probably could put him back on the pre-show panel. That maybe.
And you know what? Honestly, I would be totally fine with that. He is such a hype person
Mhm.
that for a pre-show, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
He can get everybody hyped. He can get the crowd going. He can get the energy going. He can get the entire mood for a PLE going,
Yeah.
and then hand it off. Like, yeah, McAfee is great at doing that. I have no issues with him just doing that.
And that's not to knock. Like, I love both these pairings because I do love the dynamic between Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett. I also do love the Michael Cole and Corey Graves dynamic as well as a team.
Right.
But I'm interested to see how this goes. That's all I can really say about that, because it's not really a move for Wade Barrett, nor is it really a move for Corey Graves, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Wade Barrett's already calling SmackDown.
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So not huge of a change, but enough change that it's going to be significant. And I mean, for this, I wonder if this is in regards to the 1 year Netflix anniversary, where maybe they want to bring back some familiarity. Now, what was it like who were the commentators for Raw day one of Netflix?
I honestly can't recall.
I can't either, to be honest with you. This is where we need Bobby Stat to be coming in and giving us that information. Yeah, like it's interesting. It definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with whatever they do, with however they choose to do the commentary teams on Raw and SmackDown. All four of these guys, okay, Corey Graves has not fully won me over, but I could tolerate now. I'll put it that way.
I was just gonna say he's starting to grow in his role, because I will flat out admit to this, but when Byron Saxton was with him on the commentary team, I hated Corey Graves because of how he treated Byron Saxton. I hated him.
Right. I don't use the word hate. It's a very strong word, but strong dislike for his commentary style, I guess. But then you say, oh, he's really coming into his own with this. But it's been what, like 8 years?
Yeah, that's the other thing too. And I think I'm more or less saying this because of how he handles commentary, the English commentary for AAA right now.
Okay. I have not checked that out to be able to see or hear that commentary from him. So
he sounds way more professional than he does on Raw and SmackDown.
Okay.
And I think it's probably because he's got JBL on sitting beside him to kind of straighten him out too, because JBL's pretty good at commentary as well.
He definitely is. He definitely is. You may notice me once in a while having to mute myself. I have been sick for the last week, I would say. I'm slowly getting over it, but I'm still having this nagging tickle and cough in my throat that sometimes I just need to get out. So I apologize if I mute myself to do that and then come back again. I would rather mute than, cough in your ear, right?
Oh, yeah.
We had talked about shakeups. Well, we're not going to get to this next one just yet. You know what? This is a shakeup too. My word, this episode is essentially all about shakeups,
right?
Every news piece that we have today is going to be about shakeups. Clip that. Wow. Okay. let's just get right into the next one then. We're going to be talking about William Regal.
Yeah.
Another shakeup that's happening.
Yeah.
William Regal, is no longer going to be the man behind WWE's international pipeline for talent. Those duties apparently are being moved to someone else. That being one Mr. Matt Bloom. What are your thoughts on this?
You know what? I feel like this is more of like a lateral movement, because Matt Bloom, who found his further success in pro wrestling, was not in the WWE, but over international waters, wrestling in Japan as Giant Bernard. This is a dude who actually does have an eye for talent as well. I mean, we've seen a lot of talented guys come out from under Matt Bloom. We've seen a lot of talented guys come out from William Regal. What I'm curious about is how Matt Bloom is going to approach these wrestlers, because I'm looking at names that the names that Regal tried to reach out for when they were free agents, and some of them did end up going to the WWE. Dragon Lee, Kairi Sane are two of those examples. Yeah. But the other ones that I did not know that he reached out to were Kazuchika Okada and Jay White, both who ended up going to AEW. And I've got to wonder, I hope that Matt Bloom has that same kind of pull that Regal does, because that's why a lot of wrestlers started coming to the WWE, was because they could work under the tutelage of William Regal.
Right.
And Matt Bloom does have that respect at the same time, but I'm curious about how he can talk to these guys.
So I don't think that a lot of people know that Matt Bloom, very, very popular over in New Japan.
Yeah.
Very popular overseas. He was known as Giant Bernard. He is very well respected by the professional wrestling community internationally.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to having these conversations with international stars, I think it's going to be almost like second nature for Matt Bloom, as opposed to kind of coming at it in a business perspective or in a business way. I think because he is who he is and has been, seen by the international community for a while, he's going to have an easier time being able to just connect as like a friend.
Yeah, I sometimes get the feeling that he might have been the one who was instrumental in bringing Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows over, because let's face it, Giant Bernard, him and Carl Anderson, one hell of a tag team they had over in New Japan. And if there's any match I could recommend you guys check out, if you haven't checked out a New Japan match, check out one with Giant Bernard. I'm going to tell you right now, the tables match where he tag teamed with Carl Anderson against the Dudleys. What a match that was.
A fantastic way to transition, I guess, to go from Regal into Matt Bloom.
Mm-hmm.
Both men very highly respected in the industry of professional wrestling. Both men highly respected internationally as well.
Yeah.
I love all of this that I am hearing, that I am seeing. And if it is all true, I am very, very happy about it as well. At this point, it says, I don't know if he's officially replaced Regal or not, but on the developmental side, the person doing the job is Matt Bloom.
Right.
He's the one locked in on what's happening in New Japan Pro Wrestling right now. So
now, can you imagine if him and Regal end up sharing duties?
I mean, that definitely could be amazing to happen as well. I mean, you could have Regal more European.
Right.
Okay. Instead of, in the East, Asian East, go more European. we talked months ago. Yeah, I believe it was months back now about Chavo, signing with the WWE once again.
To work under AAA.
Right. So now we've got Chavo for the southern
Yeah.
areas. Matt Bloom gonna be for the east, and then you have Regal for the European. Right. The only thing we're gonna have to do is find one more person to take on the rest. Which
I was going to Canada. I was thinking Canada, and then my brain went to Scott D'Amore.
Right. But I mean, even with that, with Canada, I think that we can encompass that with the North America, and we're included, thankfully. But I'm looking at places more like Australia, New Zealand, places like that, which could maybe be encompassed within the East, maybe, but
I mean, to a degree, because a lot of wrestlers that wrestled in New Zealand eventually worked their way to New Japan. For instance, even Australia.
yeah.
But there are several Australian wrestlers that I could think of right off the top of my head that I would talk to. And one of them is a real deep grab in Outback Jack.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
For those who don't know, for those who don't know, Outback Jack was a wrestler who was from Australia, came into the WWF for basically a cup of coffee in the late 80s.
Yeah. He did get a trading card though.
He did, and a wrestler.
Yep.
Oh, hostess. He got a hostess trading card too. I remember. I had that. I have it somewhere.
Oh, the Hostess Chips one?
Yep.
Oh, geez. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. It'll be interesting to see the progression and how things come about and where things kind of go as well when it comes to this particular shakeup within the international market and talent pool. A shakeup of sorts, once again, is usually around the beginning of the year time where we see the WWE draft happen, which again shakes up the entire forefront of the WWE. Well, something interesting happened. Shout out to Ryan Doka. Something interesting happened, and ESPN decided they wanted to host the WWE draft. Now, this was something that was looked at from many different avenues, many different ways. A lot of different things were kind of pieced and put together for this. But ultimately, the decision was dropped. For now, we will say. It is reported, it says ESPN definitely wanted to have the draft on the ESPN platform, but it doesn't really work in a like premium live event type of setting. It's more of a Raw and SmackDown thing, right? So I think logistically they're going to have to try to work something out because, well, you see the NFL draft, you see the NHL draft, like you see these drafts that are happening where they're all there and everything it's good. It's a big spectacle. I think that this could really happen down the road.
Sorry, Carl's having himself a coughing fit. I'm wiping my glasses. I'm slightly blind here. But yeah, I had a thought on this when I was reading the article myself. And I like how you mentioned the NFL draft, the NBA draft, the NHL draft, and all that. And my first thought was, why couldn't they do it like that? Why couldn't they just have a panel, like the pre-show panel, like I talked about before, where they talk about possible wrestlers, possible moves between the rosters. And then you have maybe a time, because what happens in between the drafts is each team who gets to pick their wrestler or pick their player that they want to come to their team, they have like a 2 or 3 minute time limit to pick that to pick that player or whatever. And I kind of thought we could do that between SmackDown and Raw, where you give like 2 or 3 minutes in between. You hype up possible wrestlers that could move up, and then you have the general manager or special guest or somebody come out and announce Raw has drafted Javon Evans, we'll say. And then you give a little hype package on Javon Evans. And this does it doesn't need to be a PLE. It doesn't need to be a Raw or SmackDown. It could be a televised special event. Like Saturday night's main event or something along those lines.
But now, ESPN is only for PLEs, correct?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if they're taking on they might be taking on Saturday night's main event later on this year when that Peacock deal comes to an end. I'm not certain on that one.
Right. But as of right now, it is only PLEs,
right,
that are hosted on ESPN, right? So, yeah.
I was just spitballing a TV pitch idea there, and you could even do it just like a 2-3 hour episode of Sports Center where you feature like just the pre-show panel talking about it, and then the draft result comes in or whatever, you know?
Right.
It's very simple. You could do it, but again, there are the logistics. Does it become a PLE? Is it just a regular TV show? What do the other networks have to say about it? What does Netflix have to step in and say about it? What does the USA Network have to say about it? Because those are the two networks that usually are in WWE's ear to say, "Hey, we want this wrestler on our show that you're doing for us."
Right. ESPN is a sports network.
Yeah.
Right. The WWE is a sport of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that while, yes, it may not be a PLE that is being done, but a draft on ESPN makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
In the realm of it is sports. And that's ultimately what they're continuously trying to do is to, not blur those lines once again, but to say, hey, we understand that this is professional wrestling, but there's a sport aspect to this as well, right?
I mean,
that's what matters.
I mean, when WWE moved to Netflix, the goal was to ultimately make it more of a sports presentation than what we were seeing in previous years.
Right. Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah.
It's still something that could come to fruition. Again, it's just a logistical thing that needs to happen. We need to get past and get through that to logistically make it work. And I think in time, it is definitely something that could happen and work.
It's just like a TV pitch or a film pitch, right? If you get rejected by the studios that you've pitched your idea to, you just go back to the drawing board and retool it a bit to fit everyone's needs. Simple as that.
So. Yeah. Us here at Turnbuckle Studios are always sitting down at the drawing board. We're always taking a look at a whole bunch of different things. And one of those things is how we can give you the best content possible. We're going to go through our commercials here quick for you so that we can get right done and to our next set of topics. We're going to have all of our commercials in one shot.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday we go TNA when we brace for Impact at 7:55 p.m. Eastern. Friday we secure all details as we answer the call for the SmackDown security detail at 8 p.m. Eastern. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
A Turnbuckle Affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, videos games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at carlcarafel.redbubble.com.
And there are so many things that are available over on that Redbubble site. The easiest way for you to find everything having to do with Turnbuckle Studios is simply by going to our website, turnbucklestudios.org. Yes, it's a little bit of a quicker episode today, and that's only because, well, I'm feeling under the weather. We've already discussed this. So
Yeah.
we're going to continue on with our next topic. And again, this is something that is a bit of a shakeup as well. And it's just wild to me. It's wild to me how much shakeup is going on inside this episode. But this one here is a story that you had found just before we came on. And I want you to go ahead and talk about Andrade.
Yeah, so we all know the drama of Andrade. We know of him showing up during the 6-year at the 6-year anniversary of AEW Dynamite. We know that WWE sent a cease and desist letter to AEW regarding Andrade's appearance, and that they had implemented a 1-year no-compete clause on Andrade. Well, Andrade had come forward and said that they were negotiating how to get him out of that contract. And as of last night, he is now out of that contract. And he is slated to appear for New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's got another date with a company called Hog Wrestling. And it looks like he may be coming back to AEW.
Hog, is that the House of Glory?
Yes, I couldn't remember the name. I saw the initials in the article that I had read from Fightful.com.
Yeah. Yeah, House of Glory is good too. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah,
I mean, this is cool.
Yeah.
For Andrade, at least.
Because this is the way I look at it, and I kind of see it on Andrade's side a little bit. As a wrestler, there's just that insatiable need to step in the ring. And if you're told you can't do it for 1 year, and granted, I know it's 1 year for televised wrestling matches, that would eat at me inside. And I gotta think that that's what was happening with Andrade. And he clearly went to his lawyer to say, hey, can we figure out a way to get me out of this? And they sat down and had that negotiation. And Carl, I know when we go to CWE shows, we see that ring. There's always that itch for us to get in that ring for a little bit, you know?
Oh, of course.
So I know that itch that Andrade was trying to scratch there.
Yeah. And I mean, it's once a wrestler, always a wrestler, unfortunately. It's just the way that it is. It's the way it's always going to be. You're always going to want to be able to be involved in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Hence the reason why I do this now.
Yeah.
And I lend my voice to the professional wrestling business instead of lending my body to the business anymore.
I'm excited to see what they do with Andrade. I really am.
Okay. I will be honest. I've never been high on Andrade.
See, that's the flip side too, is the way he left WWE and the way he left AEW the first time too. Just, I'm a little bit questionable at the same time, you know?
Right. And I mean, it's not even having to do with how he left or anything like that. I was not a fan of Andrade, no matter what they did, no matter what they tried, no matter how much they tried to cram him down our throat. I just wasn't a fan of Andrade.
Yeah,
And
I completely understand that.
And I'm still not, to be honest. Do I want him to be successful? For sure. Of course. But if he isn't, okay. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean?
I'm literally in that same boat. I'm like, if anybody who's trying to get in the business, good for you. I wish you nothing but success. But if you weren't successful, you gave it your best shot. That's how I look at things, you know?
Oh, of course. Of course. Good for him. Let's see what happens. Let's see what can be done with Andrade once again. Or do we just fall back into the same patterns?
That again, that's what worries me.
Yeah. Me too. That was our last minor story, I guess. We could say that was the undercard. Now we've got our showstopper segment for this week. And it's a bit of a controversial one, only because it involves a bunch of different dynamics. Hello, Bobby Batito. He is here on YouTube. Thank you so much. I want to make sure that I shout that out. Mr. Chris Parrish, it shows that he was there before we went live. He had left a comment for us as well. This involves celebrity death. This involves the President of the United States. This involves politics and political agendas, possibly. This involves conspiracy of sorts as well. This is a whole mixed bag of different things.
Yeah.
That have culminated into this. And thank you, Bobby, for liking our video on YouTube. We really, really do appreciate that. And I want to say thank you to the staff here with Turnbuckle Studios for the time that they gave to me when I was creating this graphic for the show. I had used some different verbiage, and then it was brought to my attention that maybe the words that I had used were maybe a little too harsh, and maybe try different words. So originally I had put Foley quits. Why? Because, well, okay, yeah, it's going to grab some attention. But I was able to change the words to Foley walks and it still stayed the same for me on the platforms that I use when it comes to figuring out the best wording. So thank you to those that were part of that. I really do appreciate the help with this one. Mick Foley's walked away from the WWE. At this time, he says that he cannot work with a company that has such high regard and esteem, I guess, for the president of the United States, Donald Trump. Yes, a WWE Hall of Famer as well. Mick Foley is quoted as saying, and I'm only going to read just part of like the ending portion of this. He says, "I no longer wish to represent a company that coddles a man so seemingly void of compassion as he marches our country toward autocracy. Last night, I informed WWE Talent Relations that I would not be making any appearance for the company as long as this man remains in office." That's why I changed verbiage. So it's just he walked. What are you thinking on this?
Oh, okay, well, without getting into the political side of things, because political talk is a very touchy subject for me, as it is for just about everybody. But good for Foley for standing up for his personal beliefs. I mean, his morals definitely came into question here.
Right.
Good on him for standing up for that. I've been trying to figure out how to word this after seeing this article.
And we've had like a week and a half.
Yeah, it's it's hard.
I know.
He will be back. There's no question about that. He will be back because the verbiage here says, as long as this man is in office. So I can see him coming back to the Fed after the 4 years are up, we'll say.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that we're doing this story considering just last night I ended up watching an old school Raw. I picked a random old school Raw from 1998.
Yep.
Little did I know was I was going to pick the Raw where Mick Foley walked out as Cactus Jack after losing the tag team titles to the New Age Outlaws when he dropped them, when he ran with the titles with Terry Funk there.
Right.
But again, all I can say is good for Foley for standing up for your personal beliefs. And if I may go on just a tight little rant here, but everybody who's attacking him, just respect the man for his beliefs. Who cares what his political beliefs are? Nobody really cares what your political beliefs are. Just respect the man for what he did in the business, what he gave to us in the ring, and just let the man be. Simple as that.
Of course. And just as Mick Foley is as well. The ending part of this, he says, "I will not be signing a new Legends deal when my current one expires in June. I love the WWE, will always treasure my time with them, and I am deeply appreciative for all the opportunities they afforded me. But in the words of Popeye the Sailor Man, I stands all I can stands, and I can't stands no more." That's Mick Foley's words. So he's not coming off and just going, "I don't like this and screw you, I'm done." No. He's saying, "Thank you so much for what you've done for me. But at this time, what we believe and what we value vary quite differently. And I just can't put myself into that situation." Yeah. Okay. Good for you.
Yeah.
And for those like Kevin Nash, Glenn Jacobs, if you want, you can Google and you can find all of those where they're coming out, and Val Venus, where they're coming out and giving their take on it. Take it for that. It's their take on it. Just like this is our take on it. Kevin Nash saying that he wouldn't leave. Doesn't matter what the political belief is, because they're my family. I wouldn't leave. And good for you. I can respect that.
Yeah.
But I can also respect the peace of mind that someone wants by removing themselves from a situation.
And sometimes that's the best thing to do. If a situation presents itself as being volatile to your personality, simply walk away. And that's what Foley did.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm okay with it. Mick Foley, I have much respect for you. You are a man that has shaped my career as well. When I was wrestling, I was the extreme Canadian Carl Carafel. And I was the extreme Canadian for a reason, because I enjoyed doing the extreme, much like Mrs. Foley's baby boy, Mick Foley. So respect to you.
Yeah. And you fans out there who watch the Raw Patrol, the SmackDown Security Detail, the PLE Patrol, you guys know I love the underdog stories. Mick Foley is the ultimate underdog story. And I love it.
Now, we did say, to go along with this, that, pardon me, that some of this had to do with death. And it came about because of words that Donald Trump said on the death of Rob Reiner. We're going to take time right now at the end of the program. And yes, this is a little bit different. And this is where I, at the beginning of the show, had said that, we're going to do everything for that, for the stories, for the show that needs to happen. And now we're coming to a time where we need to do this for us. Rob Reiner and his wife were unfortunately taken from us. That's how I will put it, so that we can stay PG, to be able to not get copyright for anything here. And that's them right there. Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle. That's where that stemmed from. And I am very thankful for Rob Reiner.
Oh, me too. 100%.
Rob Reiner gave us some amazing characters, gave us amazing films, gave me the film that I hold as my favorite film, the greatest film of all time, The Princess Bride. And it's sad. But I do want to say, in this situation at least, that reports have come through within the last couple hours that on the death certificates, pardon me, sorry, on the death certificates, it does say that they passed within minutes of the horrific act that took place on them, and that they have been cremated. So much love and respect to Rob and Michelle.
Princess Bride was one of your favorites. It is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time, along with another one of Rob Reiner's movies, a movie that has just withstood the test of time in my personal opinion, and that is Stand By Me. I absolutely,
very much so, yeah.
love that movie. Anytime it's on TV, I don't care what part it's at. If it's only 5 minutes in or if there's 5 minutes left, I'm watching it.
Oh,
The same
understandable.
the same thing goes for All in the Family. I absolutely love that show. And the reason I fell in love with that show was not because of Archie Bunker, but because of Rob Reiner and his role as Meathead. I absolutely loved the dynamic between him and Archie, how they always clashed on every situation. And it was comedic gold. And I know Carol O'Connor, who played Archie Bunker up there, is up there hugging him right now.
Oh, yeah. Now, there's unfortunately been one more. You see on this graphic as well. Today, I'm not wearing a pro wrestling t-shirt. Today, I'm wearing my Disney's Fantasia t-shirt. And this is for a man that I never met, but felt like was my close friend and almost family. Adam Williams, or Adam the Woo, as he was known on YouTube, was found deceased in his home at the age of 51. Adam and I are birthday twins. He was born August 10th, 1974. I was born August 10th, 1981. I got into vlogging and exploration because of a few different vloggers. The Tim Tracker being one of them. Tim and Jen are amazing people. Josh and Jenna with Resort TV 1. But then there was somebody who did things on his own terms, his own way, and out of the total norm, and decided to do whatever he wanted. And it was beautiful. And that was Adam the Woo. Where for a period of 5 consecutive years, he posted a video every single day for 5 years on his Daily Woo channel.
Yeah.
When I heard that he passed last night, I was in shock. I'm still in shock. I am. You as well. You know about Adam stuff. Give me a little bit about Adam from your perspective.
Okay, so what got me hooked on him was I at first thought it was the Jurassic Park videos he's made because Jurassic Park is one of my favorite dinosaur movies of all time. It actually wasn't. I've just been going through his channel and I found the first video I did watch from him, and that was when he went and visited the crash site for Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper. Because I was curious about that incident, and I happened across his video. This was like 3-4 years ago, so around the time he just started vlogging, and I found myself enthralled by the way he talked about everything while still paying respect to those musicians who died in that fateful plane crash. And I found myself hooked on him, and for like 3 years straight, I would say, I started watching his videos. And for some reason, the YouTube algorithm decided not to recommend his videos for me, and I kind of lost where they were, even though I am subscribed to him.
Interesting.
Now I'm looking at his channel again, and there's several videos I'm probably going to be watching over the next few days now that are catching my eye that I want to see. But this was a guy who not only did he do vlogging, I had read somewhere that he was also in a punk band. He was that guy like that. If he said he was going to do it, he was going to do it, and you wouldn't be surprised that he went and did that thing. He was to me, he was kind of like, I'm going to draw a comparison to a musician in Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder's that guy that like he will show up in any music video and it fits.
Right.
And that was the woo. That was what I got from watching the Daily Woo was, oh, he's in Switzerland in this video. Oh, wait, now he's in Los Angeles. Okay.
Right.
I loved this guy's zest for life, and he had a huge zest for life with the way he spoke on camera.
Yeah, everything about Adam is just so genuine. And from other people that I've talked to that have known Adam or have had interactions with Adam, what you saw on your screen when watching his videos, that is Adam. He wasn't anybody different. That was Adam. And I'm so thankful that there is such a library of content on his 2 channels on YouTube that we're going to be able to share in the memories of Adam forever. He was one of the first like vloggers to do like the parks and to do Disney parks and to do Universal and to go around and check out different places and to do abandoned places as well. He went and did a lot of exploring in abandoned places. All I know is that this hit pretty hard, and I wanted to make sure that we did at least a little something here for Adam. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us today, for joining us on this show. And while, yes, the ending of this may be a little bit more somber and a little bit more in the feels, we could say, sometimes that is exactly what we need. For Chris Best, for myself, Carl Carafel, make sure, if you can, grab yourself a piping hot caffeinated beverage from a Starbucks and say your name is Adam, because that's what he absolutely loved, was his piping hot caffeinated beverage from Starbucks. In the words of Adam the Woo, as he would end off the majority of his videos, the vlogs are maybe not right now. Let's just wait. Because maybe technology can become big enough that from the great beyond, we can get ourselves some more Adam the Woo. So I can't bring myself to say it. Adam, love you. Robin, Michelle, love you. And thank you. Remember, everyone, the world's a scary place. Take care of each other.
Flagship show setting the tone. In the world of wrestling, we stand alone. With news and reviews, we lead the way. Turnbuckle talk every day. Turnbuckle talk every day.